Welcome. You are watching To The Point. Let's quickly cut across to the latest coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. It seems the alliance which had run into rough weather is finally on the cards. You see on your television screen Farooq Abdullah, KC Venugopal. KC Venugopal, all smiles there. Possibly there has been an alliance which is brokered any time now. That press conference will take place. The NC Congress seat sharing deal will be announced. And indications seem to suggest NC will contest 51 and Congress will contest 32 seats. So finally, that has been the magic figure of this alliance. You have Farooq Abdullah and KC Venugopal very soon. That's the live frame that is coming in. An announcement is going to be made. What we can tell our viewers is that in all probability, the NC will contest 51 seats and the Congress will contest 32 seats. One would need to note the fine print of this, the 32 seats that you see of the Congress and the possibly 51 seats of the NC. The NC will be focused in the Kashmir Valley region while the Congress will be focused in the Jammu region. Mir Farid finally joining us for more. Mir, any time now that press conference will start. What more can you add? At least sources telling us NC to contest 51 and Congress at 32.
Yes, Preeti. In fact, moments back, there was a joint press conference, as we had reported earlier. National Conference and Congress have finally arrived at an agreement wherein, as you rightly said, 51 seats out of 90, the National Conference will contest. Congress will contest on 32 seats, while 5 have been left for a friendly contest. Now, if we define friendly contest, it means the candidates from both the parties will contest. Means if Congress has a candidate from Banihal, National Conference candidate will also fight. So these were basically the seats which were the bone of contention, and these were really ensuring roadblocks as far as this alliance is concerned. So some understanding has been made, and now we have had a joint press conference where Farooq Abdullah, Congress Pradesh Chief Tariq Hamid Kara, and then you also had the two troubleshooters, K. Venugopal and Salman Khurshid, who were also here. So finally, just a day before the final date of filing nomination papers for the first phase, they have managed to really clear all the roadblocks, and an alliance has taken shape. All the seats, all the 90 seats, they'll fight together, though you'll have a friendly contest on 5 seats, while 2 have been left for, 1 for CPIM and 1 for the Panthers party in Jammu. Preeti?
All right, so 51 plus 32 still doesn't add up to 90, Mir. Will you give us the rest?
Well, 51 plus 32 means 83 seats, and then you have 5 friendly contests. Now, friendly where you had a seat like Banihal or Sopore, where both the parties had strong candidates. So there they'll have a friendly fight, meaning that candidates from both the parties will be in the fray, and whoever the Janta selects or elects will be the winner from that. So these are the 5 friendly seats which have they have managed to find a common ground on, and these were the 5 seats which really were causing all the trouble as far as this alliance is concerned. So now they have finally decided that candidates from both the parties will contest, and then it means 83 plus 5 is 88, and then you have 2 seats which have been left for friendly parties like the CPIM and Panthers party, one in Kashmir and 1 in Jammu. So you have the complete 90 seats dissected here. So clearly you have finally both the parties coming together, ironing out differences. It took a long time. From the last 5 days there have been meetings, video conferencing, and then finally today you had 2 troubleshooters of the Congress dashing from Delhi to Srinagar early morning. Through the day they have had meetings with the Congress, with the National Conference, and finally they have had a hard-fought alliance. I mean, you had internal rebellions, you still have disgruntled lot. I spoke to many Congress and NC leaders. They still feel that the party should have fought separately, because these leaders have done a lot of work in their constituencies for years and years now. So just to not give them mandate at the end of the day, when the hour of reckoning comes, it is complete injustice with them. But as you heard, the top leaders, they have come together for the bigger cause, and the bigger cause is to keep BJP away from power in Jammu and Kashmir. And it seems that is the center point around which
stay with me. I'm going to come
fighting.
right back to you. Let's listen in to both Farooq Abdullah as well as KC Venugopal on the seat sharing arrangement right now. 5 seats for friendly fight. What does it really mean? Does it also give way to possibility of somebody else getting through with you splitting the vote? But that is separate. We'll also figure out where does the PDP stand, and these 32 for Congress, 51 for NC. How have they been distributed? Where the regions of Jammu and Kashmir come into question? But let's quickly listen in to Farooq Abdullah and KC Venugopal.
The whole idea is to protect the soul of the Kashmir. Because on one side, BJP is trying to destroy the soul of Jammu and Kashmir. Our India Alliance main objective is to save the soul of the Kashmir, save Jammu and Kashmir. So that is why Congress and National Conference coming together to make a government in Jammu Kashmir which is totally friendly with Jammu Kashmir people, totally save the people of Jammu and Kashmir. That's why we done discussion in a cordial relations, and we entered into a formula which our leaders will be shared. We will fight together, we will win Jammu and Kashmir, we will form the government in Jammu and Kashmir.
जैसा कि डॉक्टर फारूक साहब ने और वेणुगोपाल जी ने आपको बताया, अलायंस का जो स्पिरिट है, अलायंस का स्पिरिट जो है, ओके, जैसा डॉक्टर फारूक साहब ने और वेणुगोपाल जी ने बताया कि ये अलायंस स्टिच करने के पीछे इसका स्पिरिट क्या है, और जो हम लोगों ने आपस में अंडरस्टैंडिंग की है, बहुत ही कॉर्डियल एटमॉस्फेयर में हुई, एक दूसरे की सेंसिटिविटीज को अंडरस्टैंड करते।
Divide the people. We are believing in progress of the people. We are believing employment for the youth. We are believing in the unity, but they are believing in destructive politics.
सर फर्स्ट फेज में कितनी सीट कांग्रेस लड़ेगी और नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस कितनी सीट लड़ेगी? क्योंकि
No, that details we will circulate. We will circulate. All details we will circulate.
Circulated by phase wise.
Sir, are you not happy that we have got unity? That we are united to fight? Is that not enough for
We
you?
will circulate that. We will circulate every
You
detail.
circulate, we will tell you which are
Every
the
detail.
states.
Phase wise as well
What are you
as
worried about?
the
Yes, that's what Mr. Gandhi. Yeah, Putra boy.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, quickly cutting across to Mir Farid once again. Mir, interesting there, but 51 to 32, how has it been distributed across the two regions of Kashmir and Jammu?
Well, obviously, if you talk of Congress, it has been a force to reckon as far as Jammu is concerned. Though of late it has lost a lot of ground to the BJP, but it still is banking on local issues, really ensuring that it sails through at least on majority of the seats. Now, as far as National Conference is concerned, it has basically given those seats, or it will not have its candidates from most of the Jammu seats, especially proper Jammu. And then, if you talk of Kashmir, you will have, they basically have seen the winnability factor, they have seen the past record of candidates, their present cadre, and on those bases, they have taken some crucial decisions as far as leaving seats for the alliance partner. Now, as far as Kashmir is concerned, out of the 50, 51, 52 seats, you will have National Conference on majority of the seats, and you will have Congress basically fighting on around 16, 17 seats. Then you also have 5 friendly seats where last 5-6 days they did not have a consensus on, and finally today they have decided to have a friendly fight, which means that candidates from both the parties will fight, and whoever has the vote of the people, he'll get through. So those seats, finally that disagreement and that roadblock has been cleared by ensuring a friendly contest. So that's how it's shaping up. And as far as Congress is concerned, obviously it's banking on as I said, local issues where they think that the people voted on different issues as far as the Lok Sabha elections concerned, where it lost both seats in Jammu to the BJP. But as far as assembly elections are concerned, there are local issues where people are unhappy on various issues like unemployment, like investments, and post-Article 370 abrogation. People of Jammu are not happy. So Congress is banking that the people will vote for it, and now has the complete support of National Conference across Jammu on most of the seats of the Jammu, and vice versa as far as Kashmir is concerned, where Congress still has some faces who have won elections in the past, and they think that this time around they'll also sail through. So the National Conference has left a few seats, but as far as 5 seats, which basically were acting as the roadblock as far as the last many days of negotiations are concerned, they have finally decided that they will see a friendly contest where candidates from both the parties will fight. And then you have 2 seats which have been kept for alliance partners like the CPIM, most probably the Kulgam seat, where CPIM leader Mohammad Yusuf Tarigami will be the candidate. So both the parties have left the seat for him. And then in Jammu, 1 seat for the Panthers party. So this is an arrangement. And since both parties know that it is by all probability going to be a fractured mandate, so it is pivotal, it is critical that they come together and ensure that the bigger enemy, the threat posed by the BJP, is blunted by these 2 like-minded parties coming together. And in totality,
well, it'll be interesting in midst of all of this, where stands the PDP as well, as Engineer Rashid's party. Engineer Rashid did defeat Umar Abdullah stunningly in the Lok Sabha elections, and how the BJP actually does this in the Jammu region. We're going to keep a keen eye. Interesting times ahead, politically speaking. Let's quickly cut across to the next news break that we're getting in. Well, a massive... Now, the latest coming in, the Congress has demanded an apology from the BJP MP. The Congress has said Kangana Ranaut called Kisans murderers and rapists. Kangana has no right to sit in Parliament. The Congress coming in demanding a public apology by Kangana Ranaut. To give our viewers perspective, Kangana Ranaut, speaking earlier, had linked the farm protest to what has gone down in the terms of unrest in Bangladesh. She also said that during the farm protest, there were dead bodies that were hanging and rapes taking place at the venue of Sindhu border. Now, in midst of all of this, the BJP, of course, did go out completely against their own MP and said these were the views of Kangana Ranaut. The party has nothing to do with it, and they are spokespersons who will speak for the issue and not somebody like a Kangana Ranaut. Word also coming in that Kangana Ranaut has got a dressing down from the top brass of the Bharatiya Janata Party, but the Congress here has clearly smelt blood. They are going all out, asking for a public apology from Kangana Ranaut.
आजाद हिंदुस्तान में अन्नदाताओं को बलात्कारी और हत्यारा पहले कभी नहीं कहा गया है। ये बीजेपी की सांसद हैं, नेतृत्व की बहुत चुनी हुई हैं, और उन्होंने इन शब्दों का प्रयोग किया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये कह के पलड़ा बिल्कुल नहीं झाड़ सकती है कि ये हमारा मत नहीं है, ये उनका वक्तव्य है। अगर कोई आपकी पार्टी में ऐसी कुत्सित मानसिकता का व्यक्ति है तो उसको निकाल बाहर करिए। वो कहती हैं कि अमेरिका और चीन इस देश में अस्थिरता फैला रहे हैं, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। क्या हमारे देश में विदेशी ताकतें डिस्टर्बेंस कर रही हैं, अस्थिरता फैला रही हैं, यहां पर शांति भंग कर रही हैं? ये बड़ा बयान है और इस पर कोई स्पष्टीकरण नहीं है। क्या इस देश के विदेश मंत्रालय को और गृह मंत्रालय को इस पर स्पष्टीकरण नहीं देना चाहिए?
All right, the Congress now not taking what the BJP has come out publicly in a statement distancing the party from the MP. Congress going all out. These are the times of election, viewers. Haryana is going into elections. Comments like this will not settle well in the political theatre of Haryana. and the BJP knowing very well it might not have worked. Let's listen in right now. All right. Okay, we're going to play that reaction of Kangana Ranaut in a short while from now. But the latest that is coming in right now is that the Congress going all out, attacking Kangana Ranaut over her statement. Meanwhile, let's quickly shift focus on what went down in Kerala, where at the back of a report, there has been a Me Too sort of movement, especially in the Kerala film industry. A recent report has uncovered a grim and shocking truth from the heart of Malayalam cinema. What was once celebrated for its artistry is now mired in scandal as actresses come forward with grave allegations of rape, molestation, and exploitation against leading actors in the industry.
Rape, molestation, sex abuse and exploitation. Malayalam film industry's dirty picture out and open. After several actresses levelled serious allegations of rape and molestation against prominent Malayalam film industry figures. Ace actor Siddiq and Malayalam filmmaker Ranjit stepped down from movie board's post after damning allegations of sexual exploitation. Another actor has opened up about physical and verbal abuse by actors Jayasurya, Mukesh, Maniyambilla Raju and Idavella Babu.
അമ്മയിൽ ചേരണമെങ്കിൽ 3 സിനിമ കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അമ്മയിൽ മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് എടുക്കാം. ഞാൻ 6 സിനിമയോളം കഴിഞ്ഞായിരുന്നു. അപ്പം അവിടെ ചെന്നപ്പോഴത്തേക്കാണെങ്കിൽ പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ വിളിച്ചാൽ മുകേഷ് ഏട്ടൻ എന്നെ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് പറയാം, ആഹാ ഞാൻ അറിയാതെ അങ്ങോട്ടങ്ങ് നുഴഞ്ഞ് അമ്മയിൽ കയറാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചല്ലേ, ഞാൻ അറിയാതെ ഒരു സംഭവവും മലയാള സിനിമയിൽ നടക്കില്ല, അത് ആദ്യം നീ മനസ്സിലാക്കിക്കോ എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് പിന്നെ വേറെ കമ്മിറ്റിയിൽ നിന്ന് എന്നെ വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു, മിനുവിനെ ഈ കമ്മിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സ് ആർക്കും അറിയില്ല. അപ്പം ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചു ആരൊക്കെയാണ് കമ്മിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സ്? അപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞു ഇടവേള ബാബു, ഇവർക്കാണ് കമ്മിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സ്, ജയസൂര്യ, മണിയമ്പള്ള രാജു, മുകേഷ് ഏട്ടൻ. അപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ ഇവർ ഓൾറെഡി എന്നെ അറിയുന്നു പറയത്തില്ലല്ലോ.
Facing rape charges, actor Siddiq wrote a letter to Kerala DGP claiming a criminal conspiracy to spread false and scandalous allegations against him. Kerala governor and opposition mounted heat on CM Pinarayi Vijayan.
ये बड़ी निहायत शर्मनाक बात कि जहां महिलाओं के खिलाफ ऐसे अपराध देखने में आए. सख्त कानून बहुत जरूरी, लेकिन कानून से भी ज्यादा जरूरी है समाज के अंदर चेतना पैदा करना.
The government constituted a team, but unfortunately the press note released from the office of the Chief Minister of Kerala doesn't mention the name of Hema Committee. The government is trying to save the culprits.
India Today's relentless coverage forced Kerala government to form a special investigation team, headed by a woman IAS officer, to probe allegations of sexual harassment against some top actors in Malayalam film industry. The pressure is mounting on the Malayalam film industry. Will these revelations spark real change? With Shibimol KG in Thiruvananthapuram, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's cut across to my colleague Shibi Mol, who's joining us live with the very latest coming in. Shibi, what started off was a report by the Justice Hema Committee is now Kerala meeting its Me Too moment. What are the details that you have?
Well, absolutely, Preeti. In fact, this report has literally rocked the Malayalam film industry with so many questions being raised to some of the prominent faces in the industry, some of the people who literally control the industry. And in fact, what we're understanding is that, of course, the Kerala government has said that they will be forming an SIT. And before that, their stand was that there could not be any action taken based on the findings in the Hema Committee report. The report was to find the issue, study the issues and find solutions for it, but not to take action. But later, after the committee published, after the report was published in the last 1 week, last Monday was when the report was published. Since then, we have seen many actresses coming forward, accusing some of the main people in the industry of sexual exploitation. So yesterday, the state government decided to form an SIT, and but again, this is a long-standing process, because the Justice Hema's committee report suggests that this will, this should have a coordinated effort from everybody in the industry as well as the government, because the movie associations, movie organizations in the industry should come forward and set up an internal complaints committee in every movie set in the industry, and only then we can move forward, is what Justice Hema's finding and suggestions shows in the report. So this is going to be long time effort. But again, the problem here is that the association, organization, the people who held positions in the organization, like AMMA, which is the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, the most prominent organization for artists in the industry, are all under fire, are all under, are all accused in this, in the last 1 week, have all become accused in the last 1 week. So it's very difficult for them also to, work in a coordinated effort, because they are under question. A lot of questions are being raised against them, but we've not really heard from the big stars in the industry since the last 1 week, ever since this report was published. Their most senior colleagues, some of the famous directors in the industry are all come under fire, but still we have not heard from the main people in the organization, especially the superstars in the industry, and also Mohanlal, who is also the president of the AMA, the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists. So a lot of issues will be raised in the coming days. What the government is saying is that apart from SIT, they will be also organizing a cinema conclave in November. They formed a committee that will study the issues and draft a cinema policy. Now, this was decided in 2023, but will be implemented in 2024 in November. The committee will study the issues and draft a policy that will make the working condition better for the women in the industry. And for everyone, the workplace will become a safer location, is what the government is suggesting. But we'll have to see in the coming days how this is going to turn out, because the SIT also clarified that the case will be registered only if a complaint is formally given, which was the government's stance right from the beginning.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Shibi. Thank you there. Meanwhile, let's shift focus right now to what went down with actor Darshan, who was supposedly in jail serving right now with his trial, which is going to be upcoming, in jail for allegations of murdering a fan. It is said money can buy you happiness, but behind the towering walls of prison, it's not just money, but connections that might buy people happiness. This aligns with the photo of VIP treatment for jailed Kannada actor Darshan inside Bengaluru's Central Jail. He is seen with a coffee mug and a cigarette, enjoying himself with gangster Wilson Garden Naga.
A coffee mug in his right hand, cigarette in his left hand. A relaxed conversation with a group of 3 people. This picture of murder-accused actor Darshan sitting with rowdy cheater Wilson Garden Naga, co-accused Kulla Sina and his manager Nagaraj has now snowballed into a huge controversy. The photo was allegedly taken inside the Parapanna Agrahara prison. Another video accessed by India Today, Darshan along with rowdy cheater Dharma can be seen speaking to another criminal Satya, who is now out of jail, on a video call. Wilson Garden Naga, who was spotted with Darshan, is a dreaded gangster and a murder accused. He used to mediate in real estate disputes and was booked by state police under the Gangsters Act. Naga was also prime accused in 8 murder cases. Another rowdy cheater, Dharma, is seen in a video call allegedly made from the jail. Dharma is accused of murdering another rowdy cheater recently. He was also booked by state police under the Gangsters Act. Satya, who featured in the video call, was recently released from jail. He was imprisoned for a minor offence. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has directed authorities to shift Darshan and other suspects to different barracks.
But there is a lapse on the part of the officers concerned. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರನ್ನು ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
State Home Minister M.G. Parmeshwara issued orders suspending prison officials and sought a report from the DG after India Today exposed the rot in jail.
Every point of time, there are people who head this prison to take care of this prison. It is those people the negligence happens. Like this incident, it has happened. So we will take all the necessary precautions. That is why we have suspended the senior-most officers.
Sources say the government will move Darshan either to Belagavi or Bellary district jail. While the Congress government said that an internal inquiry was already underway, the BJP demanded a judicial probe.
Suspend common हो गया 10-15 दिन के बाद उनको सस्पेंशन से हटाने के बाद वो ड्यूटी में ज्वाइन हो जाते हैं. सिटिंग जज का इंक्वायरी होना चाहिए क्योंकि एक गंभीर घटना है.
This has not been endorsed by the government. It might have happened because of some local adjustments with the local prisons in charge or whatever it is. The Home Minister has already ordered an internal inquiry.
The latest pictures of Darshan's bonhomie with gangsters has raised serious questions over security lapses in jail. Darshan is accused in the murder of Renuka Swamy, a fan who was allegedly stalking the actor's partner, Pavitra Gowda. Pavitra, an actor, is also an accused in the Renuka Swamy murder case. With Anaga Keshav, Bureau Report, India Today.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News. Do stay tuned.